So can I cut in? Say you don't. Go ahead.
This is me, and this is my 88-year-old grandpa, Kung Kung. We have some things in common. We both love napping after Thanksgiving dinner, we both have adorable smiles, but I don't know if I know that much about him. Like, I feel like we're pretty different because we're so far apart in age. Recently, he had 2 heart attacks, and so while he's still here and mentally sharp, I wanted to see if I could get to know him as a person.
All right, so do you know what we're doing today?
I looked at your sheet over there. It says questions that you have to ask for your grandpa before it's too late. I don't understand what you mean before it's too late.
Well, I want to ask you stuff while you're still here, you know?
Good.
Okay. So question 1, what's your favorite joke?
My favorite joke?
Yeah.
I suppose one of the jokes that everybody likes is a chew joke.
Sure. What's
Yeah.
a chew joke?
My last name is Chew. Well, can you count?
Yeah.
Go ahead. 1.
1, 2.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4. I started in marketing. They have to remember your name. You'll call somebody and they will say, thank you, Mr. Chu. I said, what did you say? He said, I said, thank you, Mr. Chu. I thought you said, thank you, Mr. Chu. He said, oh, it's a big joke. And guess what? Next time you see her for the first time, Mr. Chu. Oh, you're Mr. Chu. They remember you.
Okay, so the quick TLDR on Kung Kung's life. He was born in China, forced to move to Cuba when he was 12. He lived there for a few years, learned Spanish, then won a scholarship to a high school in Florida. He went to college in Illinois, hitchhiked to New York every summer to work at a Chinese restaurant, and then eventually moved to New Jersey where he raised my mom and her 2 siblings, while running his own Chinese restaurant in Brooklyn and working as an engineer. Which, what a crazy life, right? All that work to end up in New Jersey.
We left China on January the 27th. At that time, I was 12 years old, and I was a little skinny, little crap. So I went on the ship, and before we got out of the ship, out of Yangtze River, I was seasick.
Oh no.
We're not even on the sea, the Yangtze River. So I didn't eat that much, of course, on the ship. But when we got to San Francisco, and we were met by my grand uncle, and he took us to a Chinese restaurant in Chinatown in San Francisco. Holy smoke.
One thing that I'm realizing is that he's a very optimistic person. This story of what should be hardship is a story about getting sick on a boat and then eating a massive feast in America. It's a very interesting, optimistic reframe.
What is a happy moment that you'll cherish forever?
When the kids were born, you know, when Michelle, your mom, was born, I was out of town, but it was April the 1st, and I was sleeping, and that was around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. The phone rings, and I answered, and she said, Anna says, honey, I'm ready to go to the hospital. I said, oh, yeah. I said, no, April 1st, don't give me that crap. You're just giving me, no, really? I said, really? Are you really? Really? Okay. So.
When did you first meet Nana?
Oh, that was a Chinese Catholic Society, and I was a president, and we had to have a dance, hired a band. And I saw her, and I danced with her, and I said, what are you majoring? She said, I majored in Spanish. I said, oh, major in Spanish? ¿Habla español? She said, sí. Oh, muy bien, podemos hablar español. And that's the start. 2 minutes later, my roommate tapped my finger on my shoulder. He said, can I cut in? Say you don't. Go ahead. He asked her for her phone number. And Nana turns around to me and says, should I give him the phone number? You know, to be a gentleman, I said, okay, go ahead. She said, nah, not going to give it to you.
One of the things that's most impressive to me about my grandpa is that he still works at age 88. He still teaches SAT tutoring to high school kids like 3 times a week.
Why do you still work?
Well, I'm one of those that constantly thinking, and I'm always want to do something. Crossword, Sudoku, read my daily bridge column, mentally very active. I take time before every class, the subject I'm gonna do that night, and who's gonna be there, and what joke is appropriate.
He really strikes me as the type of guy who needs to work, otherwise he'd just be so bored. And honestly, I'm kind of like that too. Editing this video at 2 in the morning.
What's your favorite tradition?
Every Friday night, we used to have dinner. We come over here, and Grandma, Grandpa will cook. We have the 3 kids. Friday night, dinner at Grandma, okay? And all the 3 kids sometimes, hey, Dad, can we bring somebody over? Says, yeah. So every Friday we had a guest with a family, and everybody eating, talking, and that.
My mom also told me that she loved these dinners so much that she would drive home from college on the weekends to have family dinner on Fridays.
What were you like when you were my age?
I was married at that time.
You were married?
Yeah, I was married 26 years old. So in those days, I had a lot of friends. We constantly seeing friends over the weekends and do a lot of things together. Yeah. We always try to come up with activity, with dances and with all kinds of stuff.
This one's interesting because he was married and I am not.
What's a piece of technology that's been invented since you were young that you think has changed the world for better?
Medical. Growing old now, I am 11 times 2 to the 3rd years old. A lot of pains here, pains there, you know. Not pain in the ass. Pain in the ass is somebody else. I don't get pain in the ass.
Honestly, it's been sad to see my grandpa get older. Like when I was younger, he swam every morning, and since he hurt his back and he had those heart attacks, he hasn't been able to be as active. And it makes me happy to know that medicine is helping him feel better.
Is there something that you've always wanted to do but you never got the chance to do?
I always thought I want to be rich. And then to the point right now, I don't think, rich is really what I really want. I can see all the people who have a lot of money and they're not happy. And I'm here. And as long as I'm here, I want to do the best thing I can to in fact, help people, make people laugh. And now I do.
What are you most proud of in your life?
I was born where I am, and I was dealt the life where I was dealt. And lots of adversities. And I'm proud that I'm not proud.
You feel humble, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be humble. If you're not humble, then nothing works because you're too good for anybody else. Take off.
Get out of here.
He clarified afterwards that actually he's most proud of getting a hole-in-one in 2011 and that it's okay to not be humble about things sometimes. I think for me, the biggest takeaway from this whole experience was that I knew Kung Kung better than I thought I did because we're pretty similar. I always have had this assumption that it was a little secret that I personally discovered to make people laugh to get them to like me. But as I'm driving home, I start to tear up because I realize where I learned it from. And I'm really, really thankful that I got to spend this time with him and that I got to record it. And I really hope that this inspires you to do the same with the people that you love. And I hope that in doing that, you learn a thing or two. Bye.